The sculptor of the quiet heart. In a small, bustling port city, where the clamor of shipyards and the cries of gulls filled the air, lived a brilliant but reclusive stone sculptor named Ronan. His work was renowned for its intricate detail and lifelike forms, but his personal life was as cold and unyielding as the marble he carved. He had long ago sealed off his heart, believing that deep emotion was a distraction, a weakness that would dull the precision of his hands. Across the city, in a small sunlit apartment above a flower shop, lived a young woman named Lena. She was a pianist whose music was the complete opposite of Ronan's art. It was full of warmth, life, and vibrant, beautiful mistakes. Her melodies, often improvised, danced through the open windows, weaving their way through the city's noise. One afternoon, a delivery mix-up brought a small, delicate statue of a seabird to Lena's apartment. It was one of Ronan's lesser-known pieces, a study he had discarded. Lena, instantly captivated by the bird's grace, decided to thank the artist. She found his studio, a stark, silent place filled with the dust of his work and the echo of his solitary life. Ronan, annoyed by the interruption, took the statue back without a word. But a few days later, he heard a melody he didn't recognize. It was her music, a playful, searching tune that seemed to be asking him a question. He found himself drawn to the window, listening, his hands momentarily still. He began to notice her. He saw her tending to her rooftop garden, her hands covered in soil, her face lit up with a smile as she coaxed a stubborn rose to bloom. He heard her laughter as she played, a sound as clear as a bell. He started to carve a new piece, not from a plan, but from a feeling. It was a statue of a woman with her head tilted, as if listening, her hands outstretched, as if reaching for something. Lena, meanwhile, found herself drawn to his art. She would often walk past his studio, watching through the window as he worked, her heart pounding with a strange mix of awe and melancholy. One day, she left a small pot of sunflowers on his doorstep. She didn't expect a response. But Ronan's new sculpture was almost finished. He had carved her smile into the marble, the very curve of her hand as it reached for the sun. He decided to do something he had never done before. He would sculpt her, not as a symbol, but as she was. He walked to her apartment, the heavy statue of the listening woman in his arms. He found her playing a somber, beautiful piece on her piano. He waited for her to finish. When she opened the door, he simply placed the statue in front of her. Lena looked at the sculpture and then at him, her eyes welling up with tears. She didn't need to ask who it was. The statue was her, and yet it was also him, a piece of his heart he had finally decided to share. In that moment, the silent language of his art and the vibrant sound of her music found a perfect harmony, proving that the deepest connections are often found in the quiet moments between two different worlds.